All right, hey guys, Totally Randy here, and talking with me today is a multifaceted actress, producer, and professional dancer. Now, not only that, but she is a fellow Texan as well. And you may have met her the way that I met her on the hit TV show Girlfriends as Antoinette Tony Childs Garrett. All right, but Jill Marie Jones has a long resume of amazing television and film, and she's starring in Jacarius Johnson's play Games Women Play. And I'm so excited to be talking to her about the character that she is bringing and so much more. All right. So let's go ahead and bring her in. Let's talk about your art. I I was introduced to you in Girlfriends, but you have such an amazing resume of film, of TV, and now you're in theater. You are multifaceted, dancer, actress, cheerleader. I mean, because look at the material. Like, look at
Go
the
Cowboys, let's go.
yes. Talk to me a little bit about your theater.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest. It's like Jacarius Johnson's play. We're in Games Women Play, Jacarius Johnson's play, but that's where I had never been on a stage outside of like school, like theater that way. But Marriage Material, Jacarius Johnson's Marriage Material was the first time I've done this before, and we have remained great friends throughout the years. And you know, he he calls, you pick up the phone, you know what I mean? And so I'm so excited, beyond excited. This cast and this piece is so super incredible. Like, real talk, I get it. Like, because, one would say, like, okay, well, you're in it, you're promoting it, or whatever. I've been very lucky that I haven't had a lot of bad experiences with productions and stuff. I have not. I have friends that have had, I've heard stories, right? Um, this production, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it, we are legit like a family. And this play, it's funny. It's probably gonna make you cry a little bit. It's dramatic. It's sassy, because my character Paisley, she's fancy. Okay. But it's like a battle of the sexes. And for me, I just hope that I already know, by the way, when you're driving home in your car, it's going to be like, well, I was on this. It's going to evoke conversation. And that's what I think good art is, right?
Right, right.
Just because it's like a battle of the sexes, just because you're a man, you might be feeling like the woman's perspective based on, and vice versa. But I'm so proud of this. Everybody's showing up to show out. I mean, you have the amazing Carl Payne. Let's be very clear about that part. And not only is he starring in it, he's also directing it. We have Claudia Jordan. We have Flex Alexander. We have Brian White. We have Chico Bean. We have Naomi Levette. I'm telling you, if you don't know this woman, you're going to learn who she is. And I say the same thing about Erica Young. If you don't know this woman, you're going to learn who she is. Like, we have an incredible, incredible cast.
I love the cast. They came here for the press junket, and I like that you said that, and I like that you gave her flowers, Erica, because she said that she auditioned, and everybody said the same thing about her. One of the things, before I hop into your character, I do want to get your opinion on which one do you like better? Like, now that you've been in all three mediums, TV, film, and stage play, like, which one speaks to you as an artist?
That's a great question, by the way, because and I don't really have a like an answer, because each thing feeds me in a different kind of way. You know what I mean? Because I'm a writer. I've been writing, like, I've been writing my entire life. I've been very blessed in my career to sell 2 scripts. I have a script that's out right now that's getting a lot of movement. Me and my beautiful Keisha Sharp, who's on Girlfriend. She's one of my besties, but also she's my creative partner. So we have stuff that's happening. So I love writing. I love that, but I also too I love to be able to move. Yes, I'm a dancer, but also too, and on the other side of the camera as an actor, I feel like it's a dance as well. You know what I mean? I love that part as
Yes.
well. So, and then theater, it scares the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest, but I like to go toward fear because like you should never like go away from fear, but it keeps you honest. You know what I mean? So I love all of them in just different ways, if that makes sense.
That does. That makes a lot of sense. And I like that you said that your character is fancy because,
Be as fan.
baby, okay, you couldn't tell anybody anything about Antoinette Tony Child's play. Okay. Sometimes characters do get typecast, right? And it's hard
Yeah.
for them to pull out of that. I don't feel like that was the thing with you. I feel like Tony became symbolism for just everything fancy, everything that Black women deserve. And
Yeah.
she always knew, right? That this is what I deserve and this is what I'm getting because this is what I want. And I think you became a symbol. And how much of that is Jill Marie Jones?
You know what? That's a good question also. You just giving me the good ones. It's crazy because I was in New York and a fan friend, I call fan friend, came up to me and they asked me who is more interesting, Jill Marie Jones or Tony Childs? I'm like, absolutely Tony Childs. I mean, because I really do feel sometimes I feel really bad because I feel like when people meet me, they want the Tony Childs experience.
Right.
It's just not me, but I'll take it because it tells me that I did good work. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but I love her. I feel like I gave birth to her, but I didn't. That was Mara Brock Kill, shout out. I mean, but I feel like she's so inside of me, Tony. I love, love, love. She was so much fun to play. Um, yeah, I mean, like she's definitely, you know, that character. And I have a few other characters that just really mean a lot. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And Tony for sure was one of those characters.
Absolutely. And what would you say to the women? Because I know a lot of women that can relate. I think that's amazing. What would you say to the women who can't relate? Like, what would you say to the women that look and saw themselves as a Joan or as a Lynn, and they're like, but I want to be Tony. I want to be Tony. Like, what would you say to them?
I think, but see, that's the beautiful thing about whatever TV show. We could talk about Golden Girls. We could talk about like any other show. Like, who are you? Like, how do you see yourself?
Right.
Because
Right.
like, but the fun part is like, if you talked about it like with a group of friends, and they might say a character, and their friends are looking at them like, that no, you know what I mean? That's you trying to be different. But no, you really Tony or you really Maya or whatever. And like
Right.
Maya, for me, um, to me, she was like the glue
Mm.
because she is the one that always had the right thing to say and do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she did some flip ups and stuff like with, you know,
Right.
with Darnell and stuff like that. And she got it back on track. But I'm
Right.
saying, but she really did have the right thing to say. Now, Tony was off doing Tony isms, right? And Joan was very focused on a certain type of life in a certain kind of way. So if she had tunnel vision in that kind of way, and then Lynn, what people sleep on, this woman had 5 degrees. She was afraid of the world. Like she was afraid, like she had like 5 degrees. Like she's smart. She
Right.
just, you know, it's just like, I don't really want to deal with life. That's at least that's my takeaway.
Right.
But I loved it so much. We have a group chat that's hilarious. Thank God the walls don't talk because
Right.
we are really funny and it's like like
So y'all
y'all
still keep in touch. I love that. I love that. Oh,
yeah,
great girlfriend.
that's my family. I mean,
Yes.
it was before social media, you know what I mean? So it's like we were kind of like in a bubble together and no one had really like done anything that was like crazy big yet. So we just wanted to put out good work. You know what I'm saying? It's like I love those women. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and we, like I said, like
Those are your real
those
sisters.
are my sisters. Yeah, that's right.
I like that. I have three sisters too. It's four of us. So
And I don't have any. I have them because I have brothers. I have two brothers, but
yeah.
like, yeah. So that was
Those
my
are
experience of,
I love that. Now
my
let's get
experience.
back into your character with
Okay.
Games Women Play. I really love what Chico Bean said at the press junket earlier. He said that he is very honest, something that I've always said. He was like, give people an opportunity to make a choice. I tell people straight off, I do not want to be married. I'm very honest as soon as I get with people. And I feel like people don't be honest. Tell me something about your character in the play that you're like, that's me. Like, do you have that in the play for your character?
Right. Now this play has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on the road before. What I'm giving to Paisley
Mm-hmm.
is we all got something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for one to just outside look in and think this woman. Think
Right.
that you like, oh, you see something and you just judge it, let's just say. Because that's how you feel. Just like with Tony Childs. Like you could look at her outside looking in, but you don't know the fact that this woman grew up poor, Tony Childs, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, I will not be poor again.
Not going back.
So her moves were specific to like, I do not want to go back there, right? So I feel similarly to like the Paisley part of like I didn't grow up that way, but I feel like whether my substitution is different, I understand like we are multi-layered humans. Whether like Tony's story is not my story, Paisley's story is not my story. But when I substitute in my own story, Jill Marie Jones's own story, yeah, it's like you could see a pretty picture because Paisley's she's fancy, right? You don't know
Right.
what she's gone through in her life
Right.
and why she's gotten to where you see her today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the good stuff that I love about the work.
I like that.
Because before I have my first line in a script, TV, film, or anything, I've already created a backstory.
Hmm.
Because before you say the first lines, but who is she? Where's she from? Does she have siblings? Was she raised in mom and dad in the house, single mom, or was she in the foster system? Like I already do that kind of work before. You know what I mean? And so I don't even know if I answered your question accurately, but I'm just saying read the book, not just see the cover.
Right.
And so
No, you do it.
I identify with like, with just sometimes when people just see you as a cover, but they don't know you. And I
Right.
feel like with Paisley, I feel like you will learn. It's like it's an onion.
I always say that we live in a generation now where people want popcorn success. They look at the YouTube blow ups, they look at the TikTok stars, and all it takes is one moment to go viral. And nobody really puts in the work to hone their craft. And you said that. What is it that when I asked you, what is it that's you put in the work when it comes to your characters? And that's beautiful to hear you say out loud because a lot of times we don't get that now in this generation that hey, you want to be this musician, you want to be an actress, you want to do that, put in the work,
Yeah.
really bring your character to life. And that's how you bring your character to life. I think that is so beautiful. Is there anything that you learned from your characters while you're playing them?
I think there's always a takeaway. I got girlfriends when I was 25 years old. So I was still, I wasn't like full inside my woman. So I think there's always takeaways. Like back then, I looked at Tony in a very confident way that I wasn't necessarily feeling inside of my own self as a young woman. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I got to like be bold and like, I think she kind of moved me forward in my womanhood in a way. Like I
Mm.
wouldn't do stuff like Tony because we're different people, but like to be able to play somebody that I respect so much in her journey, you know what I mean? She did what she had to do in her way. As a younger person playing this big energy of a woman. Yeah, I think like every single time I play, like in Paisley as well, I love because I'm very vulnerable with Paisley. Um, and you'll see, I'm so bad, by the way, about not giving away too much, but wanting to like, it is so good. Like, this cast is so incredible, but like,
I can't wait
yes,
to see it.
it's a different take the way that I am playing her, and I think you'll understand a little bit more about her.
When you come out, she is telling you guys you have to come out, and I'm excited now because you kind of given us some insight, right? Like on how you bring characters forth, and as a fan of your work, I'm like, I want to see, how that play out, and like you said, we have to come. And games women play. Were there games in your dating life? First of all, are you dating?
What? This what?
Are you dating? We don't, I'm like, I am looking for, is she married? And I couldn't find anything. I'm like, is my research off? What's going on? Are you dating?
You know what? I have like, yes, I'm dating. Yeah.
Woo!
Um, I'm just somebody who I'm just not, if you see a man on my Instagram, you know he's the homie.
Right.
Because I feel like I just don't put it out like that, you know. But yes, I am dating. Yeah.
And I like that. And I like that you are, you're um protective of your privacy. I like to say that I'm protective of my privacy too. My husband is also a writer, so I don't call him by his name online. If I'm talking about my husband, I call him the writer. As a matter of fact, everybody calls him the writer now because of me. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a tricky thing. It's like the protection part of it is like you got to have something. That's you got to have something. You know
right,
what I mean?
yeah,
And I get it when you're a public person. Um, and then you see people that go through like horrible stuff in their relationships and they say, we just ask for privacy. But it's kind of hard when you put everybody in it already, you know? I
absolutely,
I just
absolutely.
don't do that because yeah.
I literally said that you should go to the school of Beyonce. Some people skip her class, but Beyonce never talks publicly about her business. She always said, if you want to know my life, listen to my music. Um, and she never talks
I
publicly.
love that.
I do too. And you will see it. Like, it doesn't matter what comes out about her and her family. She doesn't say a word. She's silent. She's mute. And I love it because
Yeah.
because you can make up whatever stories you want to make up, but you'll never know the truth because she never spoke on it. And she's
Right.
not gonna speak on
And like my my boyfrids, by the way, I'm like great friends with everybody I've dated. Because in my mind, I feel like we've shared time together.
it.
Like
Right.
how all of a sudden, like one day, we just don't know each other anymore. Now,
Right.
respectfully, like, you know, they move on, marry, whatever, whatever. It's just like that respectful. But when I see them, I'm like, oh my God, hey, you know what I mean? But it's respectful and like, you know, like that. Um, yeah, it's like even like I was gonna say before, like in relationships, I always said there's no superstars in this house. Like I can't control on what goes on outside, but inside this home, ain't no superstars in this house.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to protect this bubble. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've done.
That's a beautiful way to state that. This is a loaded question, so feel
Okay.
free to take your time to answer, or even if you just want to pick around. But you have been active for a lot of years. Like you said, before social media, you've been out there. And again, like you're just aging gracefully, looking the same age.
Thank you.
A lot of us got to take collagen. No, I'm just kidding. But
We got that melanin. We got that melanin.
you
Come
got
on.
that melanin. And you know, as you see the scene of the world change, right? And we've seen it change a couple of times, but now we're just entering a whole new era as technology continues to expand. How do you keep work, your mental health, these headlines that we're seeing in the news, and all of that balanced?
Right. I think I've been kind of in a fog, if I'm being completely honest, because I had someone very close to me, like someone that you can say is like your everything,
Hmm.
passed away recently,
Hmm.
right? And so they had cancer twice. So I was very much a caregiver. So the world was exploding, but I was that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a great question. I don't really have the answer for it because it hasn't even been a year yet since the passing. So I'm still kind of in a fog, if to be completely honest. I feel like January lasted for like 5 months. It felt
Yeah,
like the longest freaking month ever.
did.
And we're just really just like not really, we're inside of February, but it just seems like it's just a lot going on. And so I know I'm not really answering the question, but honestly, it's just like I think I'm still kind of in a fog just based
No,
on what's going on in my personal life,
yeah, no,
you
I
know?
I absolutely get it. And that the answer kind of felt like autopilot a little bit.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's probably what I'm on
yeah.
in
And
a not so cool way, but I'm
right.
I am very much probably still processing loss if I'm
Yes. Yes. And I've been that's a question, Jill, that I've been asking a lot of Black women. And
mm,
um, you know, I know our grief feels very, very the grief is I always say grief is like your shadow. It never
mm,
goes anywhere. It
yeah,
stays with you, it's always with you. Some days you see it, some days you don't.
yeah,
And so the same thing, when I ask a lot of Black women that question, it's that's the answer, is that still
we
processing.
take we take on a lot.
We take on
We
a lot,
take on a lot.
take on a lot.
And that's just one thing, you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
as a Black woman, we know.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like I feel like a lot of times, and I do it with a smile, of course, but like the Black woman, it's almost like you walking uphill in the rain with no shoes in the mud with rocks and you get into the hill.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like but we do it, because we're strong. We do it with a smile.
Mhm.
But yeah, I can only assume like all the answers that you've received from other Black women that you've interviewed because yeah, it's it's tough. I ain't complaining because we don't complain. We just do.
Mhm.
And that just is what it is, right?
Yes. And my condolences to you. You're the first person that I'm telling this to, that I asked that question because I'm searching for the answer myself.
Okay.
And I'm
Understood.
just like, I would like to know. And I know if I'm searching for the answer, then a lot of the women that watch and support the Black press, and they watch Totally Randy, I know that they're also searching for those answers. And I, you're the first person to really put it in perspective for me. Like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, all of us are here. All,
Yeah, we're all yes,
yeah,
exactly. I mean, we're just trying to put one foot in front of the other and try not to trip
that's right,
with a
that's right,
smile.
right.
And
I think I'm gonna
but we handle it though.
But we handle it. What you want these women to take away from games women play? I say, why did he make games women play? It's games men play, okay? That's
Or games people play,
the games
right?
people play, right?
Yeah, listen, yeah. I mean, I just want to evoke like, I want like the conversation to be had,
Mhm.
whatever side you're on. I definitely think it's water cooler conversation.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, because I'll be honest, not giving away too much. I see both sides.
Hmm.
I do. I see both sides.
Me
You
too.
know, so it just will be interesting to hear what the people think.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, the cast is like, they are bringing it. So I'm just so excited for us to be out. And by the way, I went to the African American Museum. We're in DC right now.
Hmm.
Um, and I went to the African American Museum here yesterday. And mm, so I always try to go, like when I'm in a city, I always try to give something back to a place where I am. And hopefully I'll be able to get to the children's hospital here. I always try to like do something when I'm in the city, but I went to the African American Museum yesterday. It I'm gonna have to go back because it's like it's so beautiful and so much. So it's like you need a whole day there.
I have as of yet to get to the African American Museum in
Yeah.
DC. Like, my sister was like, you gotta go as soon as you come back. And I'm like, absolutely. Like,
Start
it's
downstairs. Start
downstairs.
down. Start down and move your way up. Mm-hmm.
And I love that philanthropic part of you too. Speaking of, what are some things that you are passionate about?
I'm definitely passionate about the arts, and like
Mhm.
I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. I have a good friend of mine who's literally building a school for arts and coding and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so I've been working with him because there's a lot of, I mean, how many times there's so much talent, and depending on where you live, the access that you have.
Mhm.
So and I go into like junior high schools and high schools, and I have conversations with these young, talented humans. Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of talent. We have a lot of talent. I mean, just turn on the television. We got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? And so I just like to whatever little part I can play in the pushing of that forward is what I try to do.
That's amazing. Let's fire some. I like to do these random
Uh-oh.
questions. Just some random. I know you played this before. Pasta or fast food?
Where's the pasta? Where am I having the pasta?
It's gourmet. It's gourmet pasta.
Am I in Italy?
You could be in Italy. Mm-hmm.
Then pasta.
Okay. Yeah, Italy does have the. Listen.
When you taste the pasta in Italy, when you go, it changes your taste buds when you have it pasta here. It's a whole different journey on the taste buds. So
what's crazy is that my sister always.
My first job, by the way, was McDonald's. By the way.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I used to eat that menu like crazy. Yep.
Did you still dabble in it when you became successful? Did you still like go back and?
Oh, I love a fillet of fish.
Right.
Yeah, I love a fillet of fish.
Any day.
Tacos from Jack in the Box though too. Those tacos from Jack in the Box.
They go hard. Whataburger, because they changed up, they're not the same, but back in the day it would have been Whataburger.
Whataburger, and it's so crazy because it's Whataburger, but we say Whataburger, right?
We say Whataburger, right?
We say Whataburger, but it's Whataburger, right?
Yes, real Texas, no.
Right, it's like we say Whataburger, but it's really Whataburger.
Yeah, Whataburger. Dress up or casual?
Oh, if you see me in life, if you see me dressed up, you know that I had work to do. I had something to do. Because normally, if you see me, I look like a boy. I'm like a grocery store. I'm like a hoodie. I'm like, I have a beanie on. No makeup on. That's how I roll.
Love that.
I put on makeup when I have to do stuff.
I love that. Tell me something that you've never told anyone.
I drink pickle juice.
I
like it.
And you drink,
and I'll put it like in a nice glass, like a fancy glass. Like it's definitely a lot of salt and stuff, but I don't do it all the time. But yes, I do like pickle juice, and I'll put it in a fancy glass, and I'll have it like it's a
little sip.
No, I mean, I drink the glass, but I'm saying I don't do it all the time because that's clearly crazy.
Right.
Because it's like a lot of sodium. But I'm just saying, but no, I'll put it like in a nice glass or nice glass.
That is so lit. As your fellow.
And every once in a while, I'll put like back in the day, I'll put like a Jolly Rancher in it.
Yes.
It reminds me of like the ice cream truck with the
pickle.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And don't get me wrong, I am a huge pickle lover. Extra pickles. If I'm having any type of extra pickles, if I have a sandwich, give me extra pickles. Jason thing. I'm gonna have to do. Do you want your pickle? Because give me your pickle. I think that's amazing. Wow. Games Win Play is March.
Yes. Well, we open here in DC because I'm in the DC right now.
Okay.
We open on the 13th here in DC. So we'll do Valentine's weekend here, and we're super excited about that. But then we're doing different cities like every month. We're going, to my knowledge of today, till June, but we're still picking up dates more. But we're going till June, so
Okay.
yeah, we'll be out.
So if you're in Houston, Texas, it's March. Like recently, I like going to concerts and plays and in different cities.
There's so many things for us to do. One of my best friends, she just went to Black Ski Week in
Mhm.
Canada. It's like,
Mm.
yes, and it's like there's just so many things that we can like go and be cultured and do different stuff, which is incredible. Like what you just said.
This is the Jill Marie Jones, you guys. I could sit and talk to you all day long. As a matter of fact, when you guys come to Houston for the play, let's do lunch, dinner.
Let's do it. I'm down for
That would
sure.
be great. This is your moment. I like to give this ending time because, like I said, I just looked at the time and I was like, I could keep her here forever, y'all. But this is your moment. Like, is there anything you want to tell our audience? Anything new you have? Any projects? Anything you want people to know out there about you and your artistry?
Well, I again, like I kind of shared a little bit earlier about how I don't think a lot of people know that I also too I write. I've been very blessed in my career to have sold 2 scripts. And Keisha Sharp, amazing human, one of my best friends and my creative partner. So we have a lot of stuff that we have on the, is it pipeline? You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we have a script that's out right now, and it's moving, and we have our producing partners and everything. So I can't wait for the world to see the other hats that I wear.
I love that. I love that. And thank you for sharing your art with us in
Thank
all
you.
the facets. What a phenomenal woman you are. Walking Black history. Because baby, not too many Black girls were Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders
That's
in
right.
1993. We can
That's
also say
that's
that.
that's right. There was 3 of us. Yeah.
I am a fan of your art. I am a fan of your art, and now an even bigger fan because your personality and energy matches your art.
Thank you. That
You're
means a lot. Thank you.
all right, you guys. I definitely could have been talking to her the rest of the day. What an amazing conversation. I feel like she's my girlfriend now, right? But no, make sure you guys go and support Games Women Play. They're lasting all the way through June, as you guys heard. It's going to be here in March 13th through the 15th, I believe, in Houston. So make sure you guys go and support. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. So make sure you guys do that. And stay tuned. You never know who's talking with Totally Randy. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.